Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. We got an update on the saucewalka situation. So when the dude tried to go and snatch his chain, he ran from across the street. He seen the Tahoes and the Escalades pull up. One thing y'all gotta understand is that these dudes was waiting for saucewalka. They followed him from LAX. As soon as the driver seen that, he made 3 right turns, 3 left turns, and somebody was still on his behind. That's when he stopped and pulled over the car and said, "Somebody's following us." As soon as saucewalka got out the car, that's when the dude started approaching, and they yelled at the guy that was with saucewalka because he had a Houston Astros hat. So they tried to press him for the Astros, the H hat, because they were in a different neighborhood. They were in the wrong neighborhood. And so that's when they came up to him. As soon as the dude tried to spark a fake conversation and they tried to grab his chain because he asked him where he was from, he told him he was from Houston. He tried to grab his chain and the security pushed him off and he upped the pole and let it off on him, man. So this whole thing could have been avoided, man. The dude should have never tried saucewalka. Saucewalka came on Instagram Live and let everybody know that they already wheeled the dude off. The coroner came and they took him in the ambulance, everything like that. One thing y'all got to understand is that it's too many things going on with all these Texas rappers right now, especially when if you go into LA and you a rapper, that's the most dangerous job, man. Everybody's going to try you, especially in LA. So the fact that the dude tried to snatch his chain is crazy because most people, they wouldn't be thinking like that. That's a bad move, man. That dude was kind of thinking in the wrong place, man. That's why you guys got to understand that the street life is not for some people, man. You mess with the wrong ones, it's going to happen to you just like this. So look, guys, I mean, it's condolences to the dude, but you got to learn. It's a lesson learned from this. So now saucewalka and his group, they had to pin down the other dude that came with the guy because the guy, the chain snatcher, wasn't the only one there. It was multiple people that tried to come up and attack saucewalka. So what saucewalka did was that he wasn't walking around alone. He had a bunch of people with him. And so because of that reason, he was able to have backup. He was able to have security. He had a lot of people that was there, and they wrote, like, somebody actually busted back for saucewalka and them. He just waited there. Like, he still filmed a live on Instagram, went live on Instagram, still outside. He didn't go back. He didn't go in the house or in the hotel and hide out. He still was riding around outside, and it was just like another day to him. One thing you got to understand is that these rappers, they be going through a lot, but then it's like it don't faze them and stuff. A lot of people are jealous, especially when you got millions of dollars on you. You got the jewelry and the diamonds. People could be jealous. For all we know, he was probably in the hood in LA, right outside of LAX. When those dudes followed him from LAX, he's lucky that the driver caught on to what was going on, because if the driver had not caught on, the situation could have got worse. They could have followed him to the Airbnb. They could have followed him to the house and the mansion and stuff like that. Then it could have turned into a whole Pop Smoke incident. One thing you got to basically know is that out there in LA, they're making sure that if rappers come, they're trying to hit a lick on them, man. That's basically what goes on in LA, like behind the scenes, man. They be hitting licks on in the Beverly Hills and in the rich areas and stuff, especially when a rapper comes in, because they think they won't call 911, or that they might think that they have actual, like, tons of cash on them, like hundreds of thousands, plus the jewelry is what they want, man, really. So if you look into it, it's all over greed, jealousy, money. It's a whole group of people out there that be paying attention to all rappers who be coming in and out of LA so that they could follow them from LAX, follow them into the hood, catch them when they're going into the wrong store, catch them at the corner store, or maybe they catch them wearing this color, but all they want to do is press them. That's why everybody be mad and tell them rappers to check in and this and that. When rappers don't check in, that's when people come and try to rob them. That's when problems happen, especially out in the streets in broad daylight. They really don't care because they know LA ins and outs. They know it's going to take at least 15 to 20 minutes to get somebody down there that can get them in trouble. Or if they call 12, it's going to take 20 minutes to get 12 to come down there. So that's all you got to understand. You realize that it's literally ways you had to move in the streets in LA to avoid being in a situation like this. Like, this could have really happened to anybody. But the stories of all the people that's not rich and famous and don't make it on the news like we hearing today, that's the people that you got to send your condolences to, man. And the fact that this dude just should have learned his lesson, man, and never came into the street life. This is what it gets to you guys. So everybody that's listening out there in LA, everybody that's listening out there who anywhere in the world, right, you involved in this kind of stuff in the streets, This is an example of what's going to happen to you if you ever try to go and try somebody like that has something to lose. They actually got something to lose. You don't got nothing to lose, so you're going to go ahead and try to test somebody's gangster. You're going to go ahead and try to pull somebody's chain. But I'm letting y'all know right now, do not ever try to grab nobody's chain, even if they're a rapper or not, because if they got something to lose, they're not going for it, basically. They're not just going to let you get off with that. And what goofy is going to let them just let you just take the chain and take it off and give it to you? No, because if you do that, you consider it a sucker or a buster. And that's when you're going to get a beating with everything, right? So when you mess with the wrong one, for example, like today with saucewalka, what's going to happen is that it's no hesitation and it's off with your head, basically. And so what happens is that you think that you're going to do a sweet lick, snatch something and get away because you're fast or something like that. No, just because you know where you're at and you know the neighborhood don't mean nothing. You might be able to outrun somebody chasing after you, but you're not going to be able to outrun the hollows. And that's exactly what happened in this situation, y'all. So one thing y'all got to realize is don't try this at home, man. Do not try to be the person that's out there trying to take a chain. Don't be the person out there that's even involved in no street stuff, because why would it be worth it when you going to end up like this dude laid out on the floor right where he be standing and hanging out? This dude never went nowhere but across the street, and boom, gets dropped just like that in his own hood. Now look at him. They're going to be crying, putting teddy bears and candlelights and all that just because he tried to take a chain. Now somebody got to explain to his mama what happened, and she going to be, wait, no, saucewalka hit my what? And then they're going to say, well, he tried to rob the millionaire guy, and the millionaire guy had security guards that were strapped to the T, and no hesitation. As soon as the dude came up and made any kind of move, they self-defended it instantaneously, and it was off with the dude's head, and it was nothing that nobody could do about it. They looked at the homie that he came with, and that dude put his hands up and got on the ground. Citizens arrested him until the feds came and picked all of them up, because they had to look at this situation. Like 12 pulled up. They still had the dude sitting there. Basically, the security holding him to make sure that they let them know who they came with and everything, because now somebody got killed. So they got to explain to them the whole situation in this case. And because they did that, saucewalka don't get in no trouble. It wasn't no snitching or nothing. It was a dude laid out right there on broad daylight for trying to snatch a chain, and it's on camera. They ain't have to say nothing. All they had to do was go into the business, look at the footage for 2-3 minutes, and it was a done deal. The coroner came, picked the dude up, and took him away. And he was barely unidentifiable after that. All they seen was some do-rag, and that's about it. So look, guys, be careful out there. Subscribe to the channel. Like this video. Let me know what you think about saucewalka. If you in Houston, shout out to Houston. If you in Cali, shout out to Cali, man. So make sure y'all tune in, and you can hit the join member button. I'll catch you in the next one.